Recently, movie promotion kind of just feels the same and kind of just annoying at this point, where everything's promoting the movie as a 10 out of 10 masterpiece or transcend time and all this bollocks. But I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be the first to tell you that I hate it, and whenever something is hyped up to be a 10 out of 10 movie, I'm probably thinking it's probably not that good or not that great, and it's probably just like an average movie that, you watch and like, oh, that's pretty cool, but apart from that, you don't really ever think about it again, and you're not really sat there wondering like, oh man, whoa, that part in the movie was so cool, that part in the movie was so emotional, man, you should go watch that movie, because why would you suggest something that's so mid? And when you go watch something that's been promoted as the scariest thing ever, and you walk out the cinema wondering why you weren't scared, and then next week you see something else that's apparently the scariest thing ever, you get kind of bored of it, and then you get kind of put off. One of the movies that was promoted as a 10 out of 10 spectacular piece of media was Project Hail Mary. And I was very skeptical about this movie because all of the people who had kind of made comments and made posts saying how good it was or told me to go watch it, I was just like, it can't be that good. It's probably gonna bore me. It's probably like average space movie. I can't say much about it. I've seen critics give it so high scores, and I'm like, it's probably gonna be very overrated. But I'm here to say that I'm pleasantly surprised of how actually really good this movie was. I was hesitant to go, almost cancelled with the boys, but we went, we watched, and I enjoyed. To the point where there was scenes, and I'm not getting no spoilers really that much, but I cried in the cinema. It was that beautiful because this movie does a great job of making you care for the human and alien relationship. Because this movie is about a guy who gets sent into space, and then he meets alien. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Really good plot though, by the way, amazing plot. But this movie makes you care about an alien and person relationship, which I have personally never had in every alien movie I've ever watched. People say, oh, what about E.T.? Cool dynamic, didn't really care for them like on a deep personal level though. What about Paul? No, I thought it was funny. Again, didn't really care about it though. So it's kind of like interesting that I finally found a movie that made me care so much. And one of the reasons is I love the alien. His name is Rocky. He looks like a pile of rocks, kind of like Korg, but if he was just a tiny pile of rocks instead of a man-sized pile of rocks. But he doesn't look anything like a human, which I find really, really good because when you think of alien movies, they all kind of resemble a human. They all kind of as like they have features, they have fingers, faces, bodies. But with this pile of rocks, it kind of reminded me of a spider with no face, or something to that extent. That it just wasn't human. Like it didn't look human, and that's something that I've wanted for a while. Obviously, granted, I haven't seen a million space movies and alien movies. I haven't seen many. But that's something I really appreciate about the movie is they didn't go for the route of, oh yeah, classic Martian man over there. Just kind of looks exactly like humans, just green, and their eyes are a bit bigger. So I did appreciate that a lot, and it made me really like Rocky from the immediately seeing him. The visuals as well. Something I gotta really, really hit on is the visuals in this movie are amazing. They are phenomenal. They are generally beautiful. This movie is just so well put together, and the CGI is just beautiful. A lot of movies, even really good ones, have really good CGI. At some points, you're like, man, that doesn't look real, or man, that looks pretty cool. But with this movie, the visuals were stunning. And it's been a while since I've watched a movie and been like, whoa, them visuals have been perfect. Those look amazing. And especially in recent times, like recent movies and all, even though we have access to such good technology now, and technology that is so much more impressive and advanced. It seems like CGI has kind of gone down the fucking gutter a little bit and just been kind of lackluster. But in this movie, I am pleasantly surprised and so happy to say that the movie and the visuals are perfect. There was no point where I'm like, yeah, that could have been done a little better. And there was so many emotional scenes. With the writing is also amazing. I don't know who wrote, produced. I know that Ryan Gosling, he starred in it, and he had something to do with getting the rights of the movie and that kind of thing that I was told. I haven't even fact checked that, but I just assume that's proper. But like, apart from that, I don't really know anything. But man, is it just such a beautiful movie, from the writing to the acting and the visuals. It's just so good, and some of the scenes were generally heart wrenching. I cried in the cinema. I haven't cried in the cinema in a very long time. I don't think I've ever even cried in the cinema now thinking about it. It's just so good. Genuinely, it's so good. And I don't think that there'll be a better space movie. I think this is the best space movie I've ever seen since Mars, with I think Matt Damon. I think don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it was with Matt Damon though. Like, there's something just so amazing, and I don't want to get into any spoilers or plot or anything. I just generally think you should check out this movie. There's if you're a little curious on kind of what the movie's about, I'm gonna give you the roughest thing of cutting around the edges. So a guy wakes up in a spaceship. He doesn't remember anything. We get a cut back. He used to be a teacher, had an unpopular opinion about something I'm not gonna get into or say what it was. Science people, government people kind of pick him up to experiment on this life form they found. And they're thinking if his theory is right, they can use this certain something to defeat something that is currently killing off the sun. And then we get back and forth of him in his space shuttle to trying to figure out what's going on, and him, in the past, and then he meets an alien, and then they have the same problem about their sons and all that stuff, where they have to try work together. They have to figure each other's languages out because they can't understand each other. And there's so many obstacles and so much cool science that goes on in this film that it just, in the end, since they become such close friends and rely on each other so much because it's just them, because the rest of both of their crews died, that it leaves you with such an it leaves you as an emotional wreck. Just watching it, it was amazing. That's all the plot I'm going to give you. It's not a lot of plot, but I generally think this movie is a 10 out of 10. Remember, I'm going to say this every fucking review video because there's going to be some idiots in here that won't read or just won't listen. My rating scale is on how much I enjoyed the movie, not how good the movie was. I enjoyed the movie 10 out of 10. There was not one part of it that I was like, man, this is fucking ass, or man, this drags out. It's a 2 hour and 30-minute movie that for me doesn't drag at all, which is very surprising since the long length of the movie. But yeah, that's about it. The very short review. I don't want to get into spoilers. I think if you have the chance, go watch it.